Hello, this is Renee and Kent Miller.
And we're going to talk about meditations that I received in March of 2007.
So when he talks about these meditations in this segment, in this series, we are doing this particular video on predictions that were received while Kent was in meditation. And some of our little smirks are based in the fact that Kent does not like some words, and channeling is one.
We had to get that in.
And so he goes into a deep meditative state, and he is able to hear telepathic communication. And so we've received a lot of lessons. Those are covered in another series under Renee and Kent Miller in YouTube, and based on the book, The Augmentation of Man, A Study in Renaissance. This series is done at the request of our spiritual mentors, the ancients, asking us to start releasing the predictions a little bit at a time.
We give the interpretation of what we think it might, when I accentuate the word might, mean.
And so we'll give you the prediction in its original language, the date, time frame that it was received, not today's date, and what our interpretation might be. That leaves it open for your interpretation. And then we'll give the desired effect when we have that information. Sometimes that's given at a later date, and how you might prepare for that event if need be. So we're going to share the screen, and this is going to be a PowerPoint.
Okay, we're going to start with predictions number 6 and go to March 2007. And what I saw in my meditation is I saw a comet.
These are visions he's describing.
I saw a comet that came in and actually skipped the Earth's atmosphere, like you skip a rock across a lake. Well, it skipped the Earth's atmosphere, which actually changed the rotation of the Earth. And then I also saw an eclipse, a full eclipse, around the same time.
So somehow the comet and the eclipse are related, and it may be that they come about the same time frame.
Okay. And I saw really dark clouds. It was so dark it blocked out everything. And I figured, what could do that? What can block out the sun, can block out everything? And I think volcanic activity, the ash flow could actually block out the sun, could make very dark.
And we received, or actually we put that out in the last predictions part 5 video on a lot of volcanic activity, which we see today starting to really, have an uptick, and also the earthquake activity too.
Large amounts of flying aircraft. And it said, if you're not prudent, it will cost you. And what is prudent? I mean, we looked it up in the dictionary.
So another definition for prudent is the ability to prepare for the future.
Okay. So creation is at hand for change. And that's talking about all these things that are happening here showed us that possibly Earth is going to shift or change the way it flows through the galaxy.
So we have a lot of changes, and if you're not prudent, they're telling us that it's going to cost us, in our interpretation of that, the preparation in having stores of food, stores of water, access to some way of getting water and producing your food.
Flying aircraft too. If you're not prudent in how you fly or be wise making those decisions on where you fly and how you fly.
And to tie that aspect in, that would probably have to do something with the increased gamma rays that now exist. The FFA is monitoring astronaut exposure to gamma rays and the pilots and stewards and stewardesses, although they're not called that anymore. That dates me.
Earth changes. Saw ground movement, not like we saw before. Some areas actually opening up in the ground, and we figured that's probably from earthquake activity.
And the ocean will begin to boil. He had another vision where he was seeing a lot of events going on in the ocean and spot boils. And again, this we're assuming has to do with volcanic activity under the oceans. He saw areas boiling, a lot of volcanic activity, real deep in the oceans. Of course, that's heating ocean waters that will affect ocean life, and it affects the ocean currents, which in turn affect our weather patterns.
And I saw the land, instead of big tsunami coming over the land, I saw the land falling off into the ocean, which was really different, and just all along the coastline, miles and miles, falling into the ocean.
And he heard the land into the sea. Mm-hmm. And then again, lots of lava flows along at least one coastline. That may have been the Hawaii lava eruption at Kilauea.
So sky is full of turmoil. I saw constellations are beginning to vibrate. Soon, all will be in unison. In other words, all the constellations, everything around Earth will be in unison. And the one that is not will move. And I think they're talking about Earth will begin to move.
So everything has a vibration, and they're talking about the constellations are all in vibrational harmony, and perhaps it is Earth. We know Earth is not in vibrational harmony with the rest of the universe. We've been told that through other meditations.
Let alone our solar system is not in vibration.
So and what we're doing here on Earth is vibrationally affecting way out in the atmosphere, way beyond Earth's atmosphere. Yeah. So what our activity is here on Earth is affecting the rest of the universe.
So it seemed like an opening somewhere. It's like a cloud. And what I saw is things, wasn't like a tornado, but it was like things were coming in, or this huge wind was coming in and taking everything up. It's like very similar to the way a tornado acts, but it was not a tornado.
And later on, we received another prediction of high winds. These were not horizontal type winds. These were winds that had a sucking motion that were pulling, going in a vertical fashion up.
And when I saw many eyes, a lot of eyes looking down on Earth, I assumed, I felt like it was those that are watching the inhabitants
from outside
Earth.
And so our next section that we're going to finish up with is called an outside presence. So you can describe your vision.
Well, I'm seeing interference, something coming in from outside Earth, a very strong presence of those that are not from Earth, but have been looking out after Earth for many thousands of years. And they look like lights coming down from the sky, one after another. You know, so whatever kind of vehicles they use to get here, they're coming back, and people cannot deny it this time. They're just one after another coming to Earth.
And so the object here is to bring Earth into alignment with the rest of the universe. We are kind of the rogue peoples of the universe. And so now's the time that we're going through a lot of earth changes, we're going through a lot of vibrational changes, and we're being pushed forward in our evolution. So, and that includes genetics too. we're going to become a much more intellectual and spiritually intuitive species in the future. However, we're kind of lazy and we like to be in our comfort zone. And so in that, we don't normally progress forward on our own. We're going to require quite a nudge to get us to move into a direction where we are more in sync and alignment and harmony with the rest of the beings out there that exist in the universe. And so this is all a part of each event is a sequence in that movement forward for humanity.
The movement of the ending of the old cycle that we've been in for thousands of years and the beginning of a new cycle.
And so we will have some beings that are coming to help us, although in another meditation, it was explained to us that this is not going to happen until a lot of these earth events have occurred and we have gained a certain level of understanding and we have become united. So
and that's the key word.
That's
the
important.
Human race has become united.
Right now, we're very disunified. We're very polarized. That was also predicted. But we have to get through that period of turmoil and chaos, the polarities, and there will be certain earth events that will bring us to a unified state.
Bring us together.
And so if you watch when there are natural disasters, people forget about the politics and the things that divide us, the religion, those sort of things, and we come together in a unified fashion.
We have to start somewhere. And why not start here? The whole world is divided, but we have to start somewhere. So let's start here.
So it's time. So they're telling us we are here to perform the end, but yet the beginning, and we're going to have outside help to help us with getting us to the new cycle starting, which is about conceptual learning.
Okay, with that, we hope that you have a good week, and whatever your interpretations are, what you just read, let us know. Possibly it means something else, but we just gave you our possible interpretation.
So again, we would urge you to prepare, get some food stores, a way of getting clean water, stock up on seeds, and we will get through this. And this hopefully will help you to understand what is going on and bring you some peace as far as giving some clarity. With that, thank you for joining us, and we will see you next week on this segment.
Same time, same station, same channel.
If you want to know more about us, join us on our website, and that is verdience.com. And we also have other YouTubes at Renee and Kent Miller.
Okay.
Thank you again.
Have a great week.
Bye-bye now.